So I'm on this kick where I'm fucking like I'll scroll social media, right? And like I don't know. Okay, the whole world exists all at once. So there's people out there doing bad things. There's people out there doing good things all at once. There's people awake. There's people sleeping. There's people robbing. There's people donating. It's all happening simultaneously. So really what it is, it's kind of like when you have a certain vehicle, you notice that vehicle more on the road. So I've been paying more attention, I'll say, to like people trying to do good things, right? And I look at the generation below me, or even the one below that, like the grandkids level, or the kids, you know what I mean? I got adult kids and shit like that. So you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people know what I'm talking about. And then I see them, though, going around, and it's the whole donating to the homeless or giving the homeless guy a haircut or, you know, going around the store finding the single mom or a mom with a bunch of kids and a bunch of shit using fucking EBT or whatever the right way. And but then they'll just hand over like $500 in cash. And I think two things. Okay, well, I think three things, actually. One of them is they could be genuine and actually be giving money away and shit. Kudos, dude. Then there's the whole, it could be, because I don't know where they stand with the rules about using money in, like, videos and shit. The way I understand it, you're not allowed to use actual real federal currency or whatever the fuck. Like a real dollar bill. You can't use that in movies and shit. They have, like, prop money. And it looks legit from a camera's angle and shit. But, I mean, if you were to touch it and you would see, like, a mark here, it's obviously face-to-face, not real. But now I'm thinking they're doing that. Okay, these kids, and they're just recording it to look like they're being fucking heroes. Look at me, I'm donating $1,000 to a mom in need. But it's just prop money. And then I think also, too, like, what if it's just people they fucking know? And you know what I mean? Like, hey, you stand here in the corner, we're going to dress you in some rags. I'm going to come walking by looking like I got a wad of cash in my pocket. It's going to be prop money. It's all fake. And then a million people like me because they think I'm doing something for charity. And then they donate to me because they think I'm giving to charity when it's all fucking just, you know.
Possible.
Again, whatever. That's where my mind was at this morning.
I think it's all a big act myself, you know. The good
Like genuinely,
majority of it anyway, I
but
think
yeah.
is probably just to act to fucking get likes, just like
Mm-hmm.
most everybody else, you know.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, I mean, it's like the girls doing the makeup and the boys, just people do things for, I guess what it is like how low will you go for gratification and what do you accept as, like,
Or
well, yeah, like what it's like
real
what
life, real life, what would you do for a Klondike
for
bar?
real, yeah, like what do you accept as that feeling of gratified or accomplished? How low will you go to get that from what source? You know what I mean? Because it's like that's like a two-parter. You know what I mean? You can have where it's coming from. Like, okay, just picture kid, mom, and dad. Dad gives me some good ass, genuine, whatever the fuck, and mom's just like this, like flaky, like oh whatever, I love you. But maybe the other parent is like, oh, you know, like, so it's your source and the quality and like what do you got to do to get it? You know what I mean? Like you said, fucking porn and strippers and fucking people hanging out in dope houses or whatever the fuck. I mean, what are you gonna do to get your shit? It's all a fucking brainwash, dude. It's all a fucking brainwash.
You will respond to my questions.
All brainwashing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, all brainwashing.
And well, I tell you what, I forget who I talk to sometimes because I talk to people all the same and I don't lie, so I don't have to really remember what I say because I always just say the same thing. You know what I mean? And the big events in my life, it's usually just the same repetition. But you know, I talk to a very few people like in depth, I guess, or whatever the fuck. And where was I going with all this shit? Fuck, I totally like spaced the fuck out. Oh shit, that no good. There was something about that. The brainwashing is what we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, bro. Whatever.
How it's in school and on the news and
Well, I'll tell you what. For the people that don't know, this is the dbcj podcast. We kind of kick it on YouTube, I guess. Now is the way we're going about it. Sporadic, far few between, unscripted, unfucking censored, and working around, fucking making it legit, right?
yes, sir.
That type of shit. What the
Trying to
fuck?
get where we
Then,
can get out them driving seats and sit in fucking little reclining lounge office chair type shit and speak on a microphone.
I mean, we're on microphones, and if you want to be technical, you could call what we sit in office chairs. You know, I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah,
they're not
but
comfortable.
they don't really recline.
I mean, look, I'll tell you what, nothing for nothing, okay?
yours does forward in that stupid ass international.
Right. So you know what? There's got to be cars out there that are designed like that, where it's like, I don't know, just not right. Ergonomic, is that the word? Ergonomically designed, right? Where it's like it pinches you here or pushes you there, or like it's just all. Now I also understand you don't want the driver's seat to be too comfortable. You don't want a motherfucker falling asleep in that shit. But at the same time, it doesn't need to be like throwing a spring in your fucking rectum. Surprise.
Yeah, you don't want that dude to fucking get out the truck after 2 days and not be able to come back to work the third day either, you know? Literally, that's the first international that I had, when I fucking got that thing after the first 2 weeks, I literally had to take a week off work. I couldn't fucking work.
It busts up, it pinches on your fucking like hip nerves and shit, the sciatic nerve.
No, dude. It was right at the base of the rib cage and the sternum. It felt like somebody slugged me with a fucking 2x4.
Oh shit.
From sitting forward bent like that in that fucking stupid ass seat.
No shit. And just humping the bumps and fucking your body turns into a big giant spring, right? No shit.
Right
I get it. I get it.
Spot,
I'll get it down in my back though, and I think like that though, because like I never would have thought that it would have been in your chest or whatever area like that, and like because I feel, and again, it's whether you're driving a truck, a car, a piece of machinery, bumps in is what I'm getting at. Sitting down and taking a bump, and your back, like we all don't sit right. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking on anybody, but none of us have fucking perfect posture. And honestly, people go to like gyms and shit to try to maintain, and they have coaches for that kind of thing because, like, right, none of us. So, you know, people that are driving for extended periods of time or operating a piece of machinery for a long period of time, you're going to kind of like sit a little crooked, or you're going to favor one hip or whatever, you know what I mean? Or like sit on one foot even at times, all kinds of weird. And then all of a sudden, this big ass bump comes out of nowhere. And all your shit just gets fucked up. Everything gets fucked up. You're dealing with headaches for a month. Right, can't bend over or lift your arm up over. I mean, I've had pinches and shit in weird spots, dude, where you try to like twist or something, like go reach back and wipe. I had to wipe my ass with the opposite hand one time. Well, not one time. It was a couple times. It was a couple of days because I couldn't twist and whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And it's not that I can't reach. I'm not like a big dude or nothing like that. But like, I went to twist and all that, and there's like pinch, ow, and it's because of sitting and driving. And that's kind of where I was going, I guess. Think of the amount of shit. All the like unnecessary doctor type shit. Hold on, let me unplug this. It's making noise. But like people going to doctors for sciatica, foot pain, fucking hemophilia, whatever the fuck, or like arch supports and this and that, and nothing for nothing. Pinched nerves can lead to like organ issues. And I'm not a doctor, but I know ultimately your whole body's connected. So if like say you get a pinched nerve in your hip, it can cause like a tweak with your liver, and it's not going to kill you, but it might make things uncomfortable type, you know, and then cascades from there, you know what I mean? Like, so secondary effects can actually be worse than, but where I'm going with all this is the way sitting and driving, and you, like, we're truck drivers, you know what I mean? 99% of our lives we're fucking dealing with sitting, driving, big equipment, not designed to take big bumps, it's fucking, and it hurts. And then we get that sciatic pinch, and then all this other crap.
They got something behind you to where you hit the bump and you get the porpoise effect.
Exactly, that too. And then now it's like throwing you and jerking you around, and you can't, like, there's been times where I've been like, the seat drops out from under you and it feels like your whole spine just like, and you're like, what the fuck? And now that's us, and we deal with that. Now that's a professional like hazard, I guess you would say, or like that's part of the job, I guess, right? Fine. But now think about just the people in like, there you go, occupational hazard. That was sort of, thank you. Du Bois keep me on track. But now I'm going to just kind of extend on that and be like, what about all the people sitting in rush hour traffic? Just sitting there in a car, sitting, okay? And whatever, I mean, like, there's ways to avoid all this traffic and traffic jams. We talk enough about that, but like, you're sitting for that period of time in a confined space. Your stress levels are already up because you're driving. They're up even higher now because you're in traffic. And then the not moving around, like, we talk like that a lot, like about how you got some people going on with some medical things, and movement is a big part of recovery, and you gotta move, gotta fucking move. But you're like, you're cooped up, claustrophobic, your fucking whatever stress hormones are bugging out, and you're cramped the fuck up, you know what I mean? And you're just sitting there. So that causes a lot of fucking problems. I was getting to the point where I'm like, I think all of that is all like the way they design the car seats, traffic jams. You're stuck in there, sciatic nerve problems, mental problems, all this, depression, breathing smog. It's all like one. It's a big part of that fucking like medical industry is in on the petroleum. Get them the waste of gas, and they get unhealthy, so we can make some money. So if we do this now, you can make some like big fucking scam shit, big fucking scam shit, like way upper level scam type shit. But that's after a joint, then you get a little loopy with it.
I mean, if you kind of think about it, I guess everybody's personal vehicle is kind of like their own personal daily incubator.
It's so dangerous, man. It really.
I mean, think about it. You sit in this fucking hot little confined area, and then you get out, you're born kind of again every day, and you do your shit at work and whatever you got to do for the day. And then you go home and you do your shit. And the next day, what do? Get right back in that little fucking car box and fucking do that shit all over again.
Now think about it, right?
So it's kind of like almost an incubator, and you're being reborn every day when you get out of your vehicle.
I like that. I want to take it and run with it a touch. I'm going to like just kind of, I'm walking the same trail with you here, but I'm going to go in the brush a little bit, right? I just lit the joint back up. But it's like, yeah, anything that you think, because a lot of people commute, whatever they're doing, they're by themselves in their car. You might have tunes going, a podcast, you might be listening to us, whatever the fuck, but like, you're by yourself. It's your own thoughts. And you're never wrong to your own self, so sometimes you can let yourself get pretty fucking carried away in that incubator, so you're incubating all these fucked up ideas, and then, yeah, you're reborn. And like, honestly, like anything over an hour, if you don't like step out into the real world, stop, because the motion of the vehicle even, highway hypnosis where the lines are going past you at the same speed, and everybody around you is like locked into the same speed, and it's like nothing's moving, but you're moving, and it's like this weird like
every time you go by, it's like that little white line. It's
but it's fucking like it's like a painkiller instead of a fucking line of blow or something, dude, because it just like makes it. I feel it, dude, and I know it's there. I recognize it now, so I've learned ways to circumvent. Whether it's the time of days or it is combined with if you drink caffeine, sugars, your diet, you know what I mean, how much sleep you got, but when you that groggy feeling, it
numbs you, that line being there, just numb you.
Just zoom, 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 zoom.
Exactly.
And honestly, like, I don't even want to think of the number, like on a trip. You just say I'm doing a trip from Tampa to New York, one of them jams, right? How many fucking hash lines? It's zoom, 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 zoom. 100,000 easy. I would say. I right? Maybe. I don't know. They're how big, they're how far apart, so how many in a mile times, what is it, about 1,300 miles or something, 1,000 miles. I'm going to say like 100,000, dude. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Probably at least.
Say 5,000. We're just going to say that there's...
okay.
I don't know. How big are them fucking things? How big are the hashes in the road?
50,000.
Say it again.
Just cut it in half of that 100,000. Fucking say there's 50 of them in a mile. But there's probably...
That's what I was going to say, about 50. Maybe 100.
There's probably more than 50.
So 50 in a mile and 1,000 miles. Yeah, so... Yeah, 50,000. I mean, that's a big number.
Yeah, and then you're doing that fucking 4 or 5 days a week.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
It's like the old Chinese water torture where that drip of water just keeps...
But it's not torturous. That's what I'm saying. It's not annoying. It's almost frightening how out of body you can get, is what I'm getting at. And everybody drives their vehicles at different times and whatever the hell. But if you're in one of them positions where it's like, you can get away with not paying attention and still drive just fine. And it sounds scary to say that, but the good people that are avid, travelers for their jobs, whether they're truck drivers or they commute a lot, you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck, they know how to drive in traffic and shit. Like that out of body where you can do you almost have to do a lot of other things that if you had a passenger with you, they would look at you and be like, you're fucking crazy. Like, you could blend a smoothie, work a microwave, fucking do this, do some paperwork. You can get away with being on your motherfucking phone, because if you're not doing all that other shit, you're paying attention to, like, too much of what's going on around you, and you're playing that chess game in your fucking head, and then it frustrates the living hell out of me when I do it. And I've heard you get frustrated, rightfully so. Okay, I'm not gonna say your reactions are your own, but frustration would be a normal response for anybody right? What you do with it's up to you. But you know what I mean? Where it's just like, what the hell, man? Like, obviously this person's fucking selfish. I always make excuses. Maybe they got a pregnant passenger. Maybe they got a gun to their head. Or maybe they got a kid throwing up in the back seat. There's exceptions, man, where somebody could drive like a total piece of shit. But, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I almost say, I don't want to be a dick. It's going to sound like a dick. I'm going to be a dick. I'm going to be like, I can kind of almost tell, you pick up a vibe, even though they're in another fucking car. I've been around people long enough to where it's like, if it's really truly an emergency or not, or if they're just like some fucking douchebag suit and tie guy driving a Beamer thinking he owns the damn world. Look at me. I can do what I want type shit. I hate them motherfuckers. It's just got to stop. Over.
Yeah, but there's not saying that he ain't on the way to the hospital because his wife or fucking whatever's.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, where's the line then? Where do you draw the line with, I guess the word is like empathy and courtesy and trust, okay? Because if those three words, even just two, empathy and trust, empathy being you got to be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and kind of understand what's going on in their world. And the trust of it is like, I'm talking about driving. Driving would not be possible, let alone highway driving, let alone like there's large vehicles on the fucking highway, okay? And none of that would be possible without empathy and trust. And the people that drive like assholes, okay, are like raping your empathy in a way. You know what I mean? They expect you.
To me, the whole thing needs to go back to the very first factor.
Which
you
is?
Must obey the law.
Oh, fuck. We lost Dubois. Something happened there. We're going to go ahead and try to get him back. We left off on the first factor of you must obey the law. And we're going to try to get him back. There he is. He's already calling back in. Here we go. All right. Dubois, you left off on you must obey the law.
Exactly. I mean, that's the first and foremost thing. No matter who the fuck you are, you should obey the law. Fucking speeding, just because somebody's in the hospital, and you need to get there in a hurry, don't give you the right to speed unless that man's in front of you giving you a fucking escort with them fucking blue and red lights flashing on that motherfucker.
You know what's going on, though? Okay, now I'm going to play like, it sounds like I'm like an indecisive piece of shit, but this is like, I don't know, I think I'm being mature maybe. It's like both sides of the coin, but there's this thing going on where do you draw the line? That kind of ties into what you're saying. Because like a lot of people are trying to push the boundary intentionally to entice a cop now to come and get them. They'll speed on purpose. They'll like fucking do that California roll shit through a stop sign in front of a cop just so that they can get on social media. Again, there's like a pitfall of social media. And then trying to be that hero. Yeah. Do that. What's your badge number? What's your name? I don't got to answer no questions. This is harassment. And it's like maybe what you're showing me could be considered that. But like, motherfucker, like one, yeah.
If you go look through the comments, you do see that quite often. Well, we only seen part of the situation.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like the bigger point is like, I don't mean bigger, like, but like, if you really know the law like that, and you really know the cop is wrong, you're the type of person that ain't gonna put it all up on social. Because like if that shows up in court on the cop's body cam or whatever the hell, that you're over there exploiting or like teasing, you know what I mean? Like you could technically flip a cop off and get away with it, but like why are you gonna fucking do that? Right? Yeah, you're fine. You do it. It's technically not against the law, but you're gonna piss the cop off as a person, and then you're gonna create that whole scenario of whatever the fuck, and then like maybe the cop does like unlawfully search you after like 10 minutes, like what the fuck, dude, right? But it's like you're the dick in the first place. Again, for the likes and the shares and it's like now, if you really are a mature person, you wouldn't have your phone out. You would know the law, and you wouldn't have never been in the fucking that situation in the first place.
See, but even now, now, no, I don't know. Because now that can be considered obscene and offensive, flipping somebody off.
Well, no, because flipping the bird now, all right? Like, I don't know if it's federal. I would have to search, and then I'm honestly going to be lazy today about it and not search. I'm just going to speculate. So hear that, speculation here. But flipping a bird is like a freedom of speech act. Okay? It's as long as you're not threatening the way I've been hearing it.
So is putting fuck Joe Biden on the back of your window or fuck Donald Trump or whatever on your damn window. Right. That's freedom of speech.
Yes.
But if it offends somebody, they're going to pull your ass over and tell you to take that shit the fuck off.
That's what I'm saying. So where's the line between I'm offended, and again, I don't know. This is kind of like I'm speculating, postulating, hypothesizing,
We've gone
wondering,
into that too.
and it's like, where do you draw the
Somebody
line?
can
Like,
be offended by anything, dude.
exactly. So like, I'm not to judge. Okay, I'm gonna be very clear about that. I'm not gonna judge. Okay, let's just make up a fake situation. I like peppermint candy canes. Mike, you don't like peppermint candy canes, right? And we have these differing points of view, right? And say there's two ways that this can go about. You don't like them, I like them. I could try to force you to like them and be like, what the fuck, bro? Why don't you like them? You're fucking weird and stupid and silly. Be like me, be like me. And then you could be over there like, the fuck, dude, that's disgusting. Why are you eating that shit? I don't even want to be your friend no more. Shit like that. And it's like, now you got to apply that metaphorically or use an artistic, imaginative mind and look at it like, apply that to other bigger scenarios in life. Yeah. Where does the I'm offended versus I have the right to do it? Where's that line now? There is no clear line between it's my constitutional right or whatever. It's written in some amendment somewhere. There's a lot of varying terminologies and it's designed to confuse. But, there are things that you're allowed to do in public. Like, you know what I mean? They're not going to, you're allowed outside.
That line keeps getting moved is what it is.
It's like a tide coming in, dude. One of those solar and lunar tides that are like,
I was told this by somebody last night, which I didn't know, and I believe he said that he was told by an actual police officer.
Oh.
That you can shit on the side of the fucking interstate, and it is completely legal.
Really?
But to stand there and piss with your dick hanging out is against the law.
What about now a female? So what if you're?
She can do either or.
That's
right
what
there
I'm
on the
saying.
side of the road.
So what if you're a dude and instead of standing you squat?
I guess it's not illegal.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying. It's the same act, just performed in a different way. Pants around the ankles, doing a duty. Did you see the one? This one's funny, dude. The chick was obvious. Okay, she gets out. It's a traffic stop. Let me start there. Some traffic stop situation. It's the dash cam on the fucking cop car.
And she pees in her pants. Pees right between the two cars or whatever.
She shit in her hand. She like pulled down her like whatever. She wasn't big. She wasn't little. She was just whatever. Just like us as everyday people, right? And she's like got them yoga pants on though, and they weren't flattering. And you could hear her asking, like, I gotta go. And the cop, whatever. She was already bugging out, though. You know what I mean? Like, acting all fucking... Before he could even walk up to the back of the car, she's already, like, half... She didn't get out of the car, which you're not supposed to do anyway. But she, like, rolled out, and, like, when she stood up, the blood pressure wobble, you know what I mean? And you could tell when somebody's really fucked up. The more fucked up you are, you stand up faster and you wobble more when you're finally vertical, right? So, telltales. And that's just me watching, right? I'm like, this bitch is fucked up, dude. And she just keeps going on and on and on and on about, I gotta go. And she walks all the way toward the cop car. The cop puts his hand on her shoulder and is like, ma'am, because it was like county road type shit. You know what I mean? Not highway, but whatever the fuck. But she was like starting to go over the fucking shoulder line and be in traffic and shit, wobbling around. And she's like, I gotta go so bad. And the cop's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're gonna have to. And she's like, I'm gonna shit all over the car. That kind of, I gotta. And then she just did. And she's in the middle of talking. She turns around, walking back toward her car, squats, pulls down her pants, like mid step. You know what I mean? Like, does like a half a stop, squat, all out, takes her hand, wipes her ass, flings it on the cop's shoes, and then like just starts walking back toward her car. And then it cuts out after that. Obviously, she's getting arrested. But like, what the fuck? And girls do that. Like, it's always girls in Walmart and shit. They'll just yank down their pants right there at the bus stop. Right there, don't care.
I thought you was going to talk about that one lady that was getting arrested, and they were showing her she was drunk, I guess, whatever. She was in between the squad car and her car, and she's like, I got to pee. Can I go pee? And the cop's like, no, you're going to have to hold it. She goes, oh, well, I'm already being arrested. She pulls down her pants in between the fucking cars. Dude standing right there just kind of shaking his head like, oh, fuck.
That's funny. That's fucking funny. Yeah, like, I mean, and I don't know, like, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line?
I mean, literally, you're already being arrested. What the fuck,
Right. Well, on both sides of the situation, because, like, nothing for nothing. If you gotta go, you gotta go. And maybe they were speeding because maybe their house was too blocked. A lot of maybes, and I understand the speculation is dangerous fucking land to walk around in, but why not, man? I'll get my fairy dust and my enchanted forest. I'm going to go ahead and light this joint up because if I'm going to walk through the enchanted forest with a Dubois. But, no, like, if you got to go, you got to go. And I do drive more erratically if I got to use a bathroom, either side of things. And so that's part of it, right? But, like, the cop does have the right to detain you. But if you're sitting there telling them, like, dude, I'm sorry, like, say it's just like you're completely sober and you just drank too much fucking Mountain Dew that day, right? And you really got to fucking go. And you're getting pulled over and you know you're speeding and you're cooperating, but you're like, motherfucker, I got to go, bro. And he's like, no, you can't. At what point does that become, like, medical? You know what I mean? They're like, what are you supposed to do, stand there, pee your pants? That'd be the only thing that would be compliant with the laws, not exposing yourself in public, not acting like an asshole or like, what do they call that? Like malicious acts towards a public officer type shit. That's the same thing they get people for when they flip them the bird. Like it's like a lewd act, like drinking in public or jerking off on the subway or flipping up a cop. They try to get you with like a lewd act in public. And now if you're flipping them off, being like, fuck you, pig. Absolutely, I think he's got the right to fucking write you a ticket, like a citation, public disturbance. If you flip him off, I mean, you could have the intent of being like, fuck you. But you could also be like, I was scratching my fucking eyeball, bro. I was flicking a cigarette out the window. Get me for not, because the littering fine is probably more for the... Right? What the fuck?
Yeah, all right. Fucking, I had a Jersey officer. I can't remember what he said, but he said there's only 3 things that are actually legal to fucking
Throw out the window.
out.
That was on a past episode.
One,
Sorry.
I can't remember what the other 2 were.
I didn't even hear the first one.
Chicken feathers.
I think food should be food with no wrapper. If it can get broken down, even by the lowest of life, worms and ants, okay? As long as it's not in the middle of the road where it's going to cause like a flock of vultures to sit in the middle of the road and cause a hazard. But if you got like a banana peel, an apple core, you don't want to eat the last like whatever couple of french fries or whatever. If it's just the food, go ahead. I think liquids, no. Any liquid should be a no, because if it goes on the window of a car behind you. Okay. I think they need, whatever.
Pouring it out the car.
Chicken feathers, you're legally allowed to throw chicken feathers out your window. Like, who and what situation where I understand it coming off the back of your truck. Like, if you're driving a big truck.
That's exactly where it came from, dude.
And, like, yeah, piles of feathers, because what do? You can't do shit. You can't do nothing.
That's exactly where that part of the law came from.
I can see that. Then.
Somebody bitching up in Maryland or somewhere up in that area,
chicken
I believe.
Farms, yeah, all the chicken farms where as soon as they leave the farm.
Got these chicks going down the road. This is littering all over the highway.
Fucking chickens.
I mean, really, if you think about it, why would it be considered litter? You got birds that molt and lose all the time.
Because other side of the coin.
You go find that bald eagle that fucking lost a feather in the middle of the fucking road. Catch his ass.
Where are you gonna find 150,000 birds crammed on that little of a space going that fast? So it's only because of man that birds fucking molt and they lose feathers all the time. But where are you gonna find that many birds in that small of a space going that fast all at once? And the wind, the sheer wind of it is causing them to fucking. And the birds are stupid, so I don't mean stupid, but like half of them are facing the wrong way. They're like where the wind is blowing up into their feathers, and they're all crammed the fuck in there, dude. I'm sorry, like it's not humane.
All that does for that is fucking helps defeather them by the time they get to the fucking
wherever they're going. Oh man. So anyway, DuBois Crazy J. It's like a podcast / YouTube upload / 2 dudes talking about some shit, and I guess it's about just going around and talking about I don't even know where it all began, kind of thing. 28. We're 30 minutes in now, so it was a good time to kind of break off and.
Pretty good with this one here. Pretty much one subject for quite a while.
And I honestly am sitting here now that I kind of interjected with our fucking stage lettering or call sign or whatever you call this shit. I don't know. Here on the DuBois and Crazy J Show, everything is intended for adult audiences only and is for pure entertainment purposes.
that ASMR stuff. We can just sit here and whisper on the microphone and turn the volume way up so that when we talk in the whispers and the little clacks and clicks of our tongue can make people all horny and shit. Gotta make sure your mouth is all moist.
Boys.
Yeah, it's fucked up, right? People get into that though, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Just don't be all fucking voodoo virus about it and come knocking on my door asking me to get it. Dude, you gotta listen to this guy talk for 9 hours.
And all he's reading is a Dr. Seuss book about green eggs and ham, and he's whispering for 4 hours.
Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm fine.
You're just trying to get the ladies moist.
Dude, it is like 7. All right, so for the people that don't know, this podcast is like portable, mobile. My job requires heavy travel. DuBois constantly heavy travel. Between us, I don't know, 10,000 miles a week between us, like shared. And not that we share it, like, but we're always in motion. And this is a day where I can actually sit for a while and have things set up. And
guarantee between the two of us, we do between 25 and 30 a month.
that's what I'm saying. I was going to go toward the 50 mark. But yeah, like.
I know, because I do, well, Google says I do a little over 10 to 12 every month.
Okay. Bub 321. Let's see what this is. There's something here. Hold on. Ooh. This is some of that homemade music shit. We're just gonna let that play out in the background. Oh, this is where I was rapping.
Like shit playing a bit here. Damn.
Check this out. I was rapping. Listen.
Let's hear what it sounds
Listen.
All in time, more will find true divine. Valentine, sit some wine, bump and grind. Will you be mine? What's his no? If so, that's fine. Now I know patience is the key to love's virtuosity. Living openly, voluntary emotion. Easy breezy, sunset leashes and calm oceans. Discover from within that the smiles, the grins is the only way to cure the chaos and commotion.
Yeah, I was sitting in the back. I was in the big truck, dude, sitting, and I had everything going, and I just decided to. I write things down. I got a little journal and some poetry and shit, and I guess I went at it one day. Whatever. That's like self-serving acts of fucking flattery. I gotta get away from that. I'm tooting my own horn is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna stop now.
Fucking whiplash coming in here. Holy shit.
All right. We're going to break off. We're going to play this tune real quick. This is something I recorded 10 years ago with me and my buddy Brandon. This is before I knew DuBois. This is a long time ago. Talking about eating shit. I'm going to play it. Me and DuBois will be back and burn one, I guess. I don't know. Wait. We'll be back in a minute. DuBois Crazy J Podcast.
Shit on a daily basis. And when I do, I make all kinds of crazy faces. So I'm sure it's kind of nasty, maybe a little scary. But my shit, it comes out a little bit hairy. I like to eat my own poo. I think it's healthy, maybe call it an OCD, but I ain't asking you. Your opinion don't mean shit to me. So in all kinds of my own crazy philosophy, I eat it. I eat it. Yeah. I eat your own shit. Boom, bam, down. Boom, bam, down. What you wanna do? What's more?
That's what happens when you sit around. I think we recorded that on some shit. It was like 10, 12, 13 years ago even. And we ordered a bunch of fucking Chinese food, had some fucking, actually, it was, I still have the acoustic guitar that was recorded on. And we just got fucking pissed. It was one of the times I got fucking sloshed drunk, dude, like hammered. And we were up, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we recorded this whole, it was like 10 songs. Because, you know, you jam with people, so you kind of like learn the same shit a little bit, and kind of like, it's like having a conversation. You use the same word and tell the same stories, right? And, but we jammed the fuck out we pissed the neighbors off, screaming, hooting, and hollering, throwing beer cans around. We were fucking idiots that day. But I forgot about it, all of it, until the other day. I started opening up files on the computer and going through my phone, and I got, you know, SD cards here and thumb drives there, and just piles of shit laying around.
STIs, what?
What is well, you know, I got a STI on my thumb.
When did they change? I still don't know when the hell they changed that shit.
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about, I guess, is where's the line about people getting offended? Because, like, that's wow, I'm impressed. Okay, full circle, cool. But, like, yeah, I could be offended by something that you're doing, but you could be offended that I'm offended that you're doing it. And it's like, who's right, who's wrong? I got the right to do it, but it offends you. And it's like, you know what? Maybe here, I'm going to propose something then. Because there's, like, solutions. Everybody can spot problems, but why not a solution? I'll tell you what. We use, like, a park setting. You got moms, because that's where Karens pop out, is in, like, parks and shit, right? So let's just say, you know, we're over there, and smoking weed's legal in this state, so I'm over there fucking enjoying a vape. Not even burning anything, it's just a vape. It smells like strawberry cotton candy or something. And I'm over there, and it's like a big park, you know what I mean? So there's a playground way over there, but I'm way over there, throwing frisbees with my buddy, hitting my vape, okay? And she comes over, and now this is where my idea comes in. Most of the time, what I've noticed, or what social media likes to show you, is the Karen walks right over, and I use that term very loosely, but I just got to kind of draw a picture for people, I guess. But the Karen will come over, and right off the bat, immediately, what the fuck, asshole motherfucker, I got kids, and blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not saying she's wrong, okay? Right? Like, if the wind's blowing a different direction, and for some reason, the cloud or whatever, and I didn't notice it, and Karen, quote unquote, comes over, and she's all like, hey, man, you know, it's cool with me. You know, I'll go in my garage. I burn one too. But, like, did you notice all your smoke's going that way and the kids on the slide are all catching a face full of it? I'd be like, oh, shit. My bad, dude. I'm sorry. I'll go, you know, let me go elsewhere. There's only one playground, you know what I mean? So I'll move. She was cool about it. But, right? So it's like the I'm not wrong for smoking in public. She ain't wrong for calling me out on the kid thing. You know what I mean? Nobody's wrong. I think a lot of the problem is the way people, like, stand up for their rights or stand up for the moral code, right? Because in that situation, right, the Karen, quote unquote, would be right. You know what I mean? Kids come first. But, like, the dude, on the other hand, could be like a total douche about it. Be like, well, I'm allowed to smoke. It's a fucking public park. And he could really stand there and throw opposition, right? And ultimately, in that situation, I think the cops would show up if they ever did, and the dude would be told to move. I get it. But, like, it's all in that first impression, that initial approach. If people could get educated on that, like, hey, man, it's like the lesser of two evils here, or like the greater of two goods, or whatever, you know? But
if you go to that park and look, I almost guarantee you there's a sign out in front of that park that says no drugs or alcohol somewhere.
Well, and again, there's also parks. You're right. You're absolutely right. And a lot of times it is with the playgrounds or small parks and things like that. But I'll repaint and rehighlight the picture a little. It's like more one of them big open parks. Picture like the ones with wooded trails and mountain paths and like a state park type shit. You know what I mean? Like big. You know, so you're over there in some grove, and they're over there at the playground. And like I said, nobody would be wrong. You know, but a lot of it has to do with that initial presentation. You know what I mean? The Karens, the bad Karens, right off the bat, they're looking to pick a fight. Which that ties into something else. Now here we go, squirrel, but it's relative. It's like Grandpa Squirrel here. Is there a common link with Karens? Is there some prescription that they're all on? Is it a certain type of birth control maybe? Is it like they all watch one particular show, all of them? Like they have different lives obviously, but like they all watch the same type of one television show. You know what I mean? And they're all like from watching it. Like there's got to be a common link because all over the country, doesn't matter like who or what they are or what they look like or job, but their job title or nothing like that. Kids, no kids, it don't matter. That Karen attitude is like very, like it's the same. The way they, and I'm wondering if they're on if it's like some big fucking government like prank. We're gonna give these bitches some pills and see what happens, right? And they tweak, dude. It's like antidepressant, maybe. I don't know. I gotta really emphasize, no doctor. I fuck no degree here. I just postulate and wonder.
Some of them are a lot worse than others.
But there's that where they like, oh, something timed out. They'll repeat themselves over and over again, or they'll mimic you, or like treat like a parrot.